Hey, what is up, investors? So, in this video, I want to talk to you guys about Plug Power stock. As you know, it's one of my favorite stocks to talk about. Ticker symbol PLUG. Now, Plug stock has come down quite a bit here recently from where it was at in February. About mid-February, the stock came crashing down, and it's still been dropping down more, but we just recently saw a little bit of an uptrend in the stock. Now, as you guys know, I'm very bullish on Plug stock, but I think it has a lot of potential. Now, this video is not financial advice. This is just my own opinion, but I think that there is potential here to see Plug stock start trending back up. So as we get to this, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor, and please be sure to smash, destroy, and annihilate that like button, because that helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm and helps spread my videos to more people who might find it interesting. Also, subscribe if you have not already. And if you're interested in being a Patreon, I have one link is in the description. Thanks to all the Patreons, and there is a private Discord attached to that. All right, now let's get to it. Now, looking at Plug stock over the last year, it was still very much a penny stock back in April of 2020, May of 2020, even June. But after June is when we saw the stock price gain more momentum, and it really started moving up. But where things got really crazy was basically from the beginning of November to January, and that's when we saw Plug stock 5x at some points. It went from being a $15 stock to going up as high as about $75 at some point. So we also saw a lot of volatility with the stock. Basically, it doubled itself within a week in the beginning of January, and it was stable for a little while. It held on there, and buyers were still interested, but at some point, something like that is going to have some pullback, and that is what we saw. We saw the stock price then just tank from that point, and then the earnings came out at the end of February, and that wasn't as impressive as people wanted to see it, and then it just continued to drop even more. But honestly, with the price that it's at right now, it makes a lot more sense, because it basically where it's priced at is it's getting rid of all the craziness the stock saw from December to January. That's where we're at right now. Now we're basically at a point that just kind of erases all that nonsense, and it puts the stock back at a price where it should be, where investors are more comfortable with paying into it. So I'm going to cover news from basically when we saw Plug stock starting to drop in February, and take that up all the way to this point here, so we can get an understanding of all the news that has come out, even though the stock price has still been going down. Now, this article came out on February 16, 2021, and that is that Plug Power and Econia are going to launch a joint venture green hydrogen platform serving Spain and Portugal. And the goal of the JV is to reach 20% market share of the green hydrogen business in Spain and Portugal by 2030, with an initial planned investment of more than €2 billion. But also around the time that that report came out, we had this report, and this is having to do with Plug Power's revenues. Now, Plug Power's widens loss in Q4 revenue falls. The company said revenues was negative $316.3 million for the quarter ended December 31st, compared with $91.7 million a year ago. Analysts expected $85 million. Revenues in the quarter was affected by non-cash charges related to the accelerated vesting of a customer's remaining warrants, the company said. Now, what's actually not in this article is who this customer was, and that customer was Amazon. And Amazon sold close to $413 million worth of warrants. So, in reality, Plug Power would have been showing positive revenues that would have beat expectations of what the analysts had projected, but their stock price had gone up so much, so Amazon was like, hey, the stock price has gone up so much and these warrants are expired, why not just sell them instead of converting them into stock? And that was the case. Now, this next article is about Plug Power to build a production facility in western New York. This will construct a green hydrogen production facility and electric substation in the New York Science, Technology, and Advanced Manufacturing Park that will supply the Northeast region with 45 metric tons of green liquid hydrogen. This facility, which will use 120 milliwatts of the company's PEM electrolyzers to make the hydrogen, joined the existing Tennessee plant in a network that aims to supply 500 tons of green hydrogen per day by 2025 and 1,000 tons per day globally by 2028, according to the statement. Now, as you can see, there's a trend here with Plug continuing to invest more into their company. Now, this article right here came out in the beginning of March. The last one was from the end of February. And it says Plug Power makes minority investment in Universal Hydrogen. Plug Power has made a minority investment in Universal Hydrogen Company, a developer of hydrogen electrosystems for aviation. The investment builds upon an existing partnership between the companies to develop a fuel cell-based hydrogen powertrain for regional aircraft, and it will enable Universal Hydrogen to complete the construction of subscale aircraft powertrain by Q2. The companies plan to conduct first experimental flights of their hydrogen fuel cell powered aircraft by 2023, with expected entry into revenue service in 2025. So Plug is getting into also aircrafts. So you can tell that this news is amazing, but the stock keeps dropping. The Plug just has so much going on, and they're making so many advancements within their company, and it's not really reflecting anything on the stock price because there's still a lot of other things that's kind of overshadowing all this positive information that is coming out. And you can tell that Plug is going to be spending a lot more money on all this stuff. So you got to look at Plug as a growth stock. Now, this article that came out in mid-March, Plug Power to buy hydrogen liquefaction systems from Chart Industries. Chart Industries said pre-market Wednesday that Plug Power has placed an order for two 15-ton per day hydrogen liquefaction plants, which will be used for the construction of a first-of-a-kind green hydrogen generator network in the mid-Atlantic and southeast U.S. The order includes the supply of the hydrogen liquefaction system, liquid hydrogen storage tanks, and trailer-loaded bays. Delivery is expected in Q2 of this year. Charts Industries said financial terms were not disclosed. So with all that being said, this dip that Plug is on really helps put their stock at a much better pricing position. It gets rid of all that fluff that the stock went up real fast. It puts it back down to where Plug was a few months ago at a much safer position to be investing into. Plus, we have all those advancements that Plug has made here recently with their different partnerships that they made, and of course also expanding themselves into the hydrogen industry. Now, Plug, in my opinion, is the biggest player when it comes to hydrogen, and they are making a lot of technological advances within this. Now, with all the clean energy stuff that is in the works, not just here in the United States, but also in Europe, Plug has abilities to really expand their company even further. And Plug, with them making their whole hydrogen systems into vehicles, like say their partnerships that they have with companies that are producing vehicles with Amazon, that's a big catalyst Plug has because there's a lot of orders that will be coming in through that, as well as other next mile delivery services. So with all that being said, I think that there are still plenty of catalysts to come from Plug, and it's still a great stock in my opinion. People are still looking to invest into companies like Nikola Motors, which doesn't even have any sort of products that are being sold, whereas Plug has deals that are being made with some of the largest companies in the world like Walmart and Amazon. So plenty to look forward to a Plug in my opinion. Great stock, one I'm definitely going to continue to invest into, but this is not any sort of financial advice. It's just my own opinion, but I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on Plug stock. Are any of you guys invested in this stock? Any of you guys still holding it? Please let me know. So as always, everybody, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thanks guys for watching. I'll see you all in the next video coming very soon.